I'm meteorologist Monica Woods, and we're checking in on our regional headlines. This is going to be for northern and central California. Of course, we've got to keep an eye on that big game weather for the coast in the Bay Area for Sunday. For the valley, more morning fog and then afternoon sunshine. For the foothills, we've got our fuel reduction program going on with Burns. That's going to help to reduce some of the fuel that potentially could spark big wildfires as we head towards the drier months. In the Sierra, warm and dry. All right, here's a look at what we're seeing right now. We checked in with CAL FIRE. Multiple agencies and units are trying to reduce some of the fuel up in the high country and the foothills. So you can see these plumes of smoke out there. They're going to continue this while the soil moisture is up. We don't have any rain and no strong winds. Just again, in a preventative effort to keep some of the fuel at a very low level heading into the dry summer months. We've got rain on tap, not in the short-term forecast, which is actually some pretty good news. We've got dry weather and areas of fog for our Thursday. Then we'll see some clouds drift through with a few sprinkles coming in for central and southern California. A weak weather system, just a little bit of a disruptive pattern, especially with our persistent weather pattern that we've seen here recently, starting to mix things up ever so slightly. Good news for that forecast in terms of the rain showers. They're going to hold off all the way into the weekend. So at Levi's Stadium, we're looking at temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Great for the fan experience. Heading into the big game on Sunday, kickoff 3:30 at the stadium, 67 degrees and fairly light winds as well. Once we get past that forecast, things start to change quite a bit, especially into next week. Early Monday, showers starting to move in extreme northern California, but it's enough to kind of weaken this high pressure ridge because then subsequent systems have a better chance of actually bringing us rain and snow more widespread into the middle of next week. Checking in on our Thursday forecast highs, we're in the 50s for the high country, near 70 throughout the foothills, quite a bit warmer than what we usually see in the beginning of February. As we move into the central Sierra, highs are going to be in the 50s and 60s with near 70-degree temperatures for the Central Valley. Even with some of the fog, it's a little slow going to get things warmed up, but once that sun comes out, warms us up pretty quickly. We'll see that across the Central Coast as well. In fact, by the time we get to Morro Bay, San Luis Obispo, we're in the mid-70s to near 80. Atascadero, same situation there. Traveling northward to Santa Cruz, 71 degrees. And then farther north into the Bay Area, highs are going to be in the 60s and 70s. If you're not necessarily familiar where Santa Clara is, it's a little closer to San Jose for that big game. So that's 75 there for our Thursday forecast high. But beautiful all across the Bay Area forecast. Northwest coast, we're still calling for highs in the 60s and 70s and low to mid 70s on the north end of the valley. Moving our way into the capital region, areas of morning fog, afternoon clearing, and highs in the 60s to near 70. Again, about 5 to almost 10 degrees above average. We're about to shift things around though. Highs are going to cool into the 40s by the time we get into early next week for this year, and that's going to bring us a better chance of seeing some of those snow showers finally start to move into the high country. 60s and 70s for the rest of the week. Into the weekend for the foothills, we're dry into the beginning of next week. Same for the Bay Area. It's not until we get into deeper into the middle of next week that we start to see a better chance of more of those widespread rain showers and another chance of rain coming our way for Valentine's Day.